everybody. This is your girl CC with Where It Begins Magazine, and I got my co-host on the line, Nikki Monday. How are you today?
Doing good, C. How are you?
I'm good, and happy Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday to you as well.
Thank you. We have a special guest on the line. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Porcelan. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, singer and songwriter. I've been in the business for a while, and I'm happy to be on.
We happy to have you. So what made you want to be a singer?
I grew up around music. My parents are really influenced me a lot just because they were in a band when I was younger. They toured Europe, and then they ended up having me. So I've always been around music. My entire family in the gospel realm. So I just kind of always knew it would be a part of my life in some way.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about your project Mood Ring and the motivation behind it.
Mood Ring is just one of those projects where I wanted to show versatility. I wanted to give variety. I didn't want to be just one way in one space and just have one style. So I named my album Mood Ring because it gave me an opportunity to play around and have different dimensions in it, just different points about me that I want people to learn, like show different styles, really introduce myself in a different way from what people were used to hearing me in the past, because this is my debut album, and I feel like if you set the tone from the beginning, people will accept, like trying different things. If I say, well, hey, I'm not a box in type person, I'm a mood, when I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm hungry, when I'm tired, I'm a mood, when I'm fly, whatever. They'll gravitate more to that because they'll be like, oh, okay, she's giving us something different, rather than, no, we're used to this but one particular style from her. We want her to go back to that. And that's not something I wanted to get caught into. And then even like with just my album, I wanted to give like just the ups and downs of a relationship, because you go through so many things in a relationship, and I just wanted to kind of show that, like, the happiness, the pain, the vulnerability, the happiness, the love itself, the sadness, the anger. It's so many things you go through, and I kind of wanted to tell that story. That's why I named it Mood Ring, like per moment in a relationship. Like vulnerability is a mood, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to give that in like a sequence of like a relationship.
Okay, good. Awesome. So out of everything on your album, which song is your favorite song?
Out of everything on my album, my favorite song is Mood Ring. There's a song on the album called Mood Ring, and I feel like it's my favorite song because it sets the tone for what I want people to take me as a person. It defines me, and it's just about being unapologetic, living in your moment, being who you are, enjoying yourself, having a good time, not letting other people's thoughts and opinions influence you. And it's just, it's about haters, like saying bye to the haters, like just moving in your own way and in your light, standing in your light. So that's like the staple of the whole project. So that's why that's my favorite song.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So given the opportunity that you have like a free feature from any artist in the industry, who would you choose and why?
That's one of my favorite questions. I would choose Drake.
You said Drake? Oh man.
Oh, wow.
That's too easy. That's too easy. Drake gonna take your song and it won't even be your song no more. It'll be Drake featuring you.
But Drake is from the city, and I feel like it'll just be cool for him to do something with a girl actually from the same city as him, like that does R&B. It's not really many people here doing R&B. It's such a rap driven city. So it's like, okay, cool. And then, the type of singer I am, it's just different from other people that he's worked with. So I'm like, him infusing my style with his style, we could do something cool. And then another person is Travis Scott. So I don't know, you might get that better. I figured you would.
Yeah, Travis Scott is cool. I like the direction that he goes with in a lot of his music.
Mhm.
But you
Yeah,
know, it's
and I don't even know if he's worked with any females. Like I know he worked with females, but I don't know of any R&B artists he worked with really. So
yeah.
that could be a dope mix. I believe like features should create shock value. You know, collabs should create shock value, not be like the typical two hot people in the industry because they're gonna give you the same typical hot song. So
Right.
it's not gonna be you're gonna be like, oh, okay, we knew they was gonna do a song together. So I think me and Travis Scott could create something real different.
Well, it's coming for you. Speak it in existence. It's coming.
Well,
Yeah.
hope so, because I done said it a couple times. So
Like you said, it's the mood. It's the
yeah,
mood. The mood is right. The mood is coming. So we're
right.
going to definitely.
Sure. So tell us, who's been your biggest supporter when it comes to your music career?
My biggest supporter would have to be my son.
Okay.
He is like always talking about me or promoting my stuff to people, to just anybody he's around, and he's always watching and looking. Even sometimes I'd be like, I didn't even know you knew that song, and he knows it. So I definitely have to say he's my biggest fan. You know, but like boys love their moms, so love their
Well, that's
mom.
a good thing. That's really a
Yeah,
good
that's
thing,
really a
though.
good thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So I typically ask this question as a starter, but I mean, you kind of answered it before my first question, but I'm just going to see what you can add on to it as far as kind of giving the listeners and viewers an idea of what to expect when they go to your catalog. So what song would you recommend in Move Ring outside of the song Move Ring that you said was your favorite? Like, what's a song? Think of like an elevator pitch. Like, if you wanted
Mm-hmm.
somebody just to like, understand you, well, not you per se, but you as an artist within like an encapsulated time frame, like a song length. What would you recommend?
If I could I can't talk. Recommend a song on the album, like just describing me.
Mm.
Um,
Or like just displaying, you might have a song that what I'm saying, you might have like done some runs or something crazy, like this is me at my most like prime, me in my most rarest form, like something like that.
I would have to say on the album, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's like I'm doing something so dynamic and like my best. I would say from an emotional standpoint, because I don't judge music like that. I go by like feels and emotion and imagery and dynamic music, because it's not always just like, okay, I can hit a high note, because you could do a song where you're singing so great and you could not feel anything coming from it. It could just be a well-performed song. Oh, it's a cool record. She sounds really good, but that's not the point of making music, not to sound really good. The point of making music is to relate to people and connect with people from an emotional standpoint and have your own style. And I think on the album, I feel like Act Out is that vibe to where I'm in a vulnerable space, I'm in an emotional space. I definitely was in a different space with my vocal, trying to give a different type of performance, to give some variety. And I think that song, I kind of was experimenting with the sound a little bit more, but I definitely liked the direction I went, because I feel like I tapped into another part of my vocals, part of my voice, and another part of me emotionally. So I feel like with that song, I feel like people, and I mean, and just what people have told me, I feel like the most conviction comes from that space that I was in that moment. Even with the wording, like the vulnerability in the vocal, I think that was an emotional record for me, just because I relate to it myself. So Act Out would be the song.
Okay.
Okay. Dope stuff. And then
Awesome.
you also do you have a music video for Act Out too? If I'm not mistaken.
I do. I got like a gun and I'm like holding people hostage and stuff. It's a dope video. I really enjoy shooting it because the inspiration behind that video was Thin Line Between Love and Hate, because she's a beautiful woman. She's got it all together, but inside and emotional, from an emotional standpoint, she is not like, she's vulnerable and she's broken and really bruised and damaged just as a person. And she has a lot of trauma. And I think with Act Out, I wanted to definitely bring that up because a lot of people play games with the wrong people. And if you're not serious about somebody, you don't know what they've been through. So you shouldn't play games with people's emotions, because love can make you do crazy things. And being lied to and led on can make you do crazy things. So I think I created that, the kidnapping, the gun, the violence, the shooting, just to say, you know, be careful how you treat people. Be mindful, because you might not like the outcome of what you get, because everybody is not just going to back down and walk away. Some people want you to feel what they feel physically. You don't know how people are. So it's just best to mean what you say and say what you mean.
There you have it. That was well put there. Yes, but I see that you traveled to China for like 3 or 4 months. How was that experience?
I was really young when I did that. It was a culture shock for me, but I feel like it showed me firsthand what it would be like to be on my own. I hadn't really left home. So it was like to go from that and then go straight overseas. It's like, so it was a culture shock, but I definitely knew that when I came back, I would be more well-rounded and more equipped for the industry, just in general, because I got to see what it was like being on my own. I got to meet new people. I had to build my social skills. It was an opportunity for me to just learn my sense of direction, because, you know, if ain't nothing in English, you got to know where you're going. You got to know, ask questions. You got to be responsible. I was responsible for myself out there, and it was a great opportunity because I got to perform. I was with a talent agency. I got booked. I got to, you know, organize my own shows, put my own sets together, put my own, work on my choreography. I just had to be responsible. I had to be in my choreographies at a certain time. I just was more equipped, and we had a manager and all that stuff. So I got to tour around China, go to different cities, Shanghai, Hangzhou. And it was really like I call it like my first kind of intro practice tour, because it's like, this is what it's going to be like, the scheduling, the waking up, the traveling, and and we were traveling a lot, because to get to China I was in Chicago. To get from Chicago to China, it's like, I think it was like 14 hours just to get to Beijing. And then I had to go another 4 or 5 hours to get to Shanghai. So it was a lot. But even in that city, like getting on planes, getting on, trains, going, it's a lot. So I learned a lot in the experience, and I had fun. Met lots of different people, and French people, African people, Russian people. It was just a really, really, really dope experience to soak up those different vibes and different cultures and just learn a lot.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Truly.
It was fun. It was really fun.
I bet. And then for you to experience that at a younger age, and to be in China, and to be able to, meet different cultures, that's dope.
Yeah, it changed my perspective a lot, just about how people assume, like, if you go to China, it's probably gonna be all Chinese people. It was like Africans, and because it's an industry there for them. Like, Russia doesn't have a music industry. There's no opportunities like we have here. And I kind of got to hear their perspective, and they're like, well, we want to go to America because it's opportunity for us to really be stars, opportunity for us to really get our music out there. There's no places for us to have to perform. And it just made me feel very fortunate to know that I can come here in my city and do a live show if I want to. I can do a show at a club. I can promote something. I can go create a CD and go do different performances. It's more difficult for them to do that over there. So China actually has a club scene, a industry, you know, where they can do those different things, the same things we do freely here. So it's just nice. It was just nice to hear how fortunate we are in America to be able to do those things.
Okay. Thanks. That's great. Awesome.
Yeah, so you just talked about some accomplishments that you've achieved at an earlier time of your life. Can you list off some of your more recent accomplishments?
Well, recently, I can start back about a few years back. My record, Lois Lane, was a Billboard Top 12 Urban AC record, which is really, really great. It opened, it was the intro to just my brand and so many things that I built after. I was Apple Music's Independent Artist of the Month during that time. I've had the opportunity to meet so many great people, opening for like Daniel Caesar, Tank. I've done a lot of stuff. I finished in 2019. I was able to finish in top 50 in R&B, which was really, really great because I hadn't been promoting Lois Lane, so it was just great that so many people were still listening to that song. And then this past year, my latest accomplishment is I actually have a new song. My new single is called Toxic. It features Stevie Wonder. So it's just amazing. I'm just keeping it. He actually plays a harmonica on my song. So I'm just really, really keeping it, you know, it's just nice to just be able to live in that moment and just have that feature. It's just amazing.
Wow. Well, congratulations on your on that, definitely, because you know that's a very difficult achievement to, you know what I'm saying, to keep on. So for sure.
Yeah. We did a show in 2017 and we connected at that point, and he's been a mentor for me ever since. So I was just waiting on it. I was like, when is it gonna happen? And it finally happened. And you know, I typically bounce writing ideas off of him just to see how he feels about them. I mean, he's like one of the best writers in the world. So, you know, if he tell me it's bad, I'm assuming it is pretty bad. So no, I'm just happy that it happened on my debut album, and I got you, and got on it and really put his thing on it, his sauce on it.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Yes. Congrats again. Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So, what are some of your long-term goals? Because I know right now this year's been a little interesting for everybody. So, you know, once you're able to kind of pick things back up, really, let's just say next year, because it's almost a month. We got a month left, pretty much.
Right.
Month and some weeks. You know what I mean? So, what are some of your long-term goals for like next year, the year before, the year after that, and you know, a couple years to come?
I really want to be in a dope new situation. I want to definitely get, you know, really, really amplify my team, really get more super cool creative people involved, just focus on just meeting new people and networking. I want to be able to walk when the floodgates open. I want to be able to walk through, because I've been working through the pandemic, you know, staying consistent, and I'm just doing that so that when things subside and get better, which I'm always in a positive space. So I definitely believe that they will. When they do get better, I will be one of the ones just skipping through the door and I put the work in. So, you know, and build new fans. I want to be in a position where I could possibly have my own label. So I do want to do that because I don't see a lot of women really doing that. And I feel like now is the time because women are trailblazing right now. And it's just so exciting because there's so much opportunity for independent artists and there's so much opportunity for people who are trying to grow their own businesses. So, you know, I'm open to having my own label. I'm open to getting into a situation that's suitable, but I really want to focus on being a businesswoman and being a business owner and expanding my brand and creating just a foundation, you know, for other young artists, other Black artists and Black creatives and producers. And I just feel like that's important because that's not a woman really doing it. So I'm trying to be a young Black woman. They'd be like, oh, she don't play. So that's my goal. That's a goal of mine for sure. Put myself in that Yana space.
Right.
Okay.
I'm loving your vibes. Keep them coming. Definitely. But I want to get to the personal side of you. You had a question, Mickey Monday, before I go?
Yeah, so the year's almost over. It's been a lot of good music this year. What's been your favorite album of the year so far?
This year, honestly, I don't even know that. I love that Big Sean's album. Big Sean's new album is pretty dope. I think what's it called? Detroit. It's
Detroit 2.
Yeah, I like that album. I think it's really good. I love how he coming with the brand and the aesthetic. Like he killing it right now. The fashion with it, brand with it, the aesthetic. The people he has featured on it, you know, he had Stevie Wonder on it, telling a story about Detroit, which I thought was amazing because Stevie's from Detroit. I just think it's just a well put together project because I really like the fact of, I think this is his last year with good music. I think they said this is last year, so I think the way he's coming with it, even the way he just did his BET Hip Hop Awards performance. He's just been killing it. Like anything he's been a part of this year. And I feel like from a relatable standpoint, his album has been dope. Oh, and 21 Savage's album. And I love 21 Savage's album because he has Morgan Freeman hosting it. And there's this freaking, that's shock value for me. And I feel like they both came with like substance. So this year I'm really rocking with those two albums so far.
Oh yeah. Those are both very good albums. I was gonna ask you, did you listen to the first Detroit?
I didn't. Oh, don't.
No, not at all. I was gonna say you should listen to it.
Better or something?
No. I mean, it's really good. I mean, that's one of the albums that solidified Big Sean as an artist he is now. You know what I'm saying? But I would definitely say check out the first. I mean, because everybody's heard Savage Mode, the first one. So I didn't want to say that. But Detroit 1 is a really good album if you haven't. It's actually a mixtape. It's a mixtape hosted by Don Cannon. But yeah, when you know what I'm saying, you can find it online anywhere at this point. So, but I would say check it out if you haven't. It's a really good project. To go back and listen to him in like 2015 and then hear him now. Or not 2015, 2012. So I would say go back, yeah.
I will, because I've been hearing, I had heard about it, but I was like, when I finally I never got to hear the first one, so I will check that out for sure, because this one was really, really good. Even the song with Cash Doll, Nipsey, and they really murdered this song. So I'm just, and there's another artist, I can't, he's like a little bit under the radar. He's an R&B artist. I gotta get what is his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Cause he's not really somebody, he's independent. People really don't talk about.
Does his name start with a G?
He's got braids.
He got braids.
He's a darker skinned guy with braids. I cannot think of his name.
Is it Is it Brent Fayez or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He called her right out.
That guy, I love his. I honestly, I don't know the name of it, but I've been listening to it like crazy, just different songs from it. Cause I listen to on my little Spotify and they just pull up little acts, and I kind of just was playing, and then I started watching his videos, and then I started kind of learning more about him, and I was just like, he looks nothing like he sounds, but he says like the realest stuff in such a sweet 90s R&B kind of style he has, and I'm like, you know what, like him. But he's different. Like there's nobody in the male R&B space that's sounding like Brent at all. Mm-hmm. So I enjoy his album. I do.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So out of all the places you've been, what has been your favorite place?
Out of all the places that I have been,
yeah, because you traveled a lot. You always in China and everywhere. So you got a lot of places to pick from.
It's some places I go where I really like the people. When I go down to, honestly, when I am in, and I'm a bit of a country girl too. Like I love when I'm in LA for work. Like when I'm in LA, everybody's grinding, everybody hustling. And I like that part. I like the meeting people. But when I'm like the people just super kind and just dope people is when I'm in like Birmingham, Alabama. It's when I go down there and I do shows or performances, everybody is like you're going down the street and people are like this. And the energy is just so good there. I've done Magic City Classic there, and it was just really, really good. It was just really good. The people, it's like everybody's like unified and they have a good time, and it's always a good energy. And like when I got off of my tour bus and I went into the hotel, everybody was cool, everybody was speaking. Then you go to events and then there's a lady. It was just kind of crazy. The lady was on the street, the way you've been in. I'm like, what? But everybody is super kind there. So I love when I'm there. But I love different places for different reasons, because when I'm in New York, you know, I love the food. That's the only place I go to where the food is, I feel like, comparable to where I live, which is Memphis, and we got good food in Memphis. So, you know, I like trying different things. So when I'm trying to, it just depends, like, because everywhere gives me like something special inside of it. And, you know, I've been to a lot of places. So I was like, okay. One particular place, I be like, I like this and this, but I don't like that. So
I got you. But what's one fun fact about yourself?
One fun fact about myself is that in my free time, I like to paint. I do like this acrylic pouring technique, and I've been getting more and more into it because it's really, really, it's really fun, and I just so happen to be good at it by, you know, just doing it. So I was like, okay, cool. It's really relaxing to go outside of music and do something different and kind of come back to music and just have like little fun stuff that you do. So that's a fun fact about me.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Mickey Monday, do you have any other questions before we go into trivia?
I mean, I do, but I know we're pressed for time, so we can do trivia.
Okay. You want to go first?
Sure. So Porcelan, my trivia question is, what is the craziest family tradition that you have in your family?
Craziest family tradition that I have in my family is, I wouldn't even consider it a tradition. Every family reunion, they get up and sing something from their childhood. It's so odd that they do that, but they sing this. Oh, and it's and my family's from Mississippi, so it's always like very Negro spiritualish kind of vibe.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like a Mississippi thing. Everything sounds like real, like like very Negro spirits, and they do that every family reunion. Every family reunion, they get up and sing. Everybody gets up and sings. I like it though.
So, what's your song when you get up and sing?
No, I don't sing that.
Are you don't? Oh, I thought you said everybody had to. I thought you had to get up and sing too.
Get up and do this. You can't be in a family and sitting down. You gotta. But I don't know. Like, I don't know those songs because they're so old. Like it's. Yeah, they're like my grandmother as a kid, and like my great uncles as kids. They get up and sing it, and then my mom sings something she sung when she was little. I don't know those songs.
Wow.
I've never heard them. I don't know. I like them. I listen, and I do this. It was like.
Wow. Well, mine is, what's the worst business decision you ever made?
I think the worst business decision I've ever made would be, this is gonna sound real bad. Trusting, I feel like the worst business decisions I make in general are hiring your friends. Sometimes you can hire your friends and they'll do what they're supposed to do because they care about you. And sometimes you'll hire your friends and they won't take you seriously because they're your friends. So it's like, and then you hire a friend and it's harder to let them go because you have a personal relationship. And then it kind of ruins the friendship because you can't just have somebody around who's your friend that does a job that don't do it well and don't do what they're supposed to do just because y'all cool. Because when it comes time to be honest, it's harder to be honest about it because they're going to take it personally and they're going to not be able to separate the personal from the friendship. So I think those are bad business decisions that I have made. I think they have kind of made my friendship weird with certain people, or we ended up not being friends at all because I can't be lax about my career. So
I understand. Definitely. But before we get out, can you tell everybody where to follow you at?
Everybody can follow me on @Porcelan Music. That's my handle on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. @Porcelan Music, PORCELAN. And my album is available right now, Mood Ring, on all streaming platforms, as well as my new single, Toxic.
Awesome. Well, I want to say thanks for interviewing with us. Continue your grind. I'm loving your style. Just keep it up. I love your positive energy.
I will. Thank you. I enjoyed you guys. Thank you for having me on.
We enjoyed you also.
Definitely.
Thank you. Well, you got to get out of there because they're going to turn them lights off on you. So.
Yeah. I'm going to deal with that later. But seriously though, on a lighter note, thank you for being a part of this experience for sure. Same thing. Love your energy. Mood is definitely the word of the day. I'm going to start using that.
Hey.
Using it now. So
tag me.
Okay, for
Definitely. And I want to say that you gained a fan. You got a fan here. Because I went on there and I was like, oh, she real positive. Look, I saw your video and I was like, wait a minute, she's showing the skin and all sexy up. Okay, represent. So you gained a fan here. I love your music.
Thank you. Glad y'all like it. I appreciate the support.
Yeah.
Seriously.
For sure. I'm gonna show you real quick if you can. Hold on, let me see if you can. You can see this real fast. Wait a minute. I was listening to this earlier today. You know what I'm saying? In the car. Had to give it the car test.
Just hit the button. Get them up. them up. Thank you.
You're welcome. You heard what I said. I said I had to give it the car test. It was.
You
pass.
did?
Yeah, pass. Yeah.
I'm glad it passed. You gotta tell me let me know what your favorite song from the album is. Which one you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through it again. I'm gonna let you know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. Well, you have a happy Tuesday and be blessed.
You too. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Thank you. You too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
What you know? Rufus boy, let me love boy. What you know? Rufus boy, let me love boy. What you know? Rufus boy, let me love. Go to put my